Big thanks to Tweaked Audio for helping sponsor this show. Hey, you listen to podcasts, obviously, so you know the value of a great pair of headphones. Get your own from Tweaked Audio by going to tweakedaudio.com and using the coupon code Southgate, SOUTHGATE. With that code, you get 30% off your order, free shipping, and a lifetime warranty. Order today and show your support to Go Fund This. Welcome back, everybody, to Go Fund This. Hey, we have another great project to discuss today and another update. But first, here's today's tip. Focus on the first 48 hours. You need to get off to the best start possible to make the most of your crowdfunding efforts. I know there's a lot of excitement around launching, and sometimes we think it's better to get launched and then we can build momentum. Take a breath. Come up with a game plan for the first 48 and go all in during this time. Here's part of the secret about an impactful first 48. A lot of the work is done leading up to the launch, in preparation for the first 2 days after going live. Find podcasts and blogs that will feature your project. Get all their contact info and give them a heads up. Let them know the project is about to launch. Do interviews. Figure out who the influencers are in your target market. Research what hashtags your target market uses, and if there are any social media groups you need to become aware of and that you want aware of your project. I know it sounds like I'm talking all about the lead up, but this is the preparation you need to have a stellar first 48. Once you launch, use all these tools and knowledge and let the world know about your project. Make content out of your interviews and write-ups and share it across your social media. Have Twitter and Instagram artwork ready to go and spread out your message over those first 2 days. Don't stress about doing too much on Twitter either. I know I hear this a lot. People go, I don't want to be annoying. Hey, you may be annoying to some, but it's only for 48 hours. Keep in mind, tweets at best only have a 20-minute lifespan. After 20 minutes, your message is pretty much dead, so why not send another? Cast a big net those first 48 hours, and then narrow it so it's more targeted after that. Remember, focus on the first 48 by planning, preparing, and pushing hard. Update. Some strange disturbances, a cold winter's eve, had a goal of $7,800, ended its campaign with $8,449. I am so thrilled that Craig's awesome project has been funded. Congratulations to Craig and everyone contributing to this amazing book. I cannot wait to read it. Okay, let's get into today's show. Today, I'm interviewing Rich Perez from Tango Comics about their latest project on Indiegogo, Infinium Book 2, The Voyage Home. Here's the description from Indiegogo. Infinium Book 2, Volume 1, The Voyage Home, is a story that takes place immediately after from where the first groundbreaking book left off and chronicles the life of Brian Villa, who has fought for his life and barely triumphed to obtain the most powerful force in existence, the Infinium. Infinium Book 2 is a unique, grounded cosmic superhero adventure that beautifully weaves elements of fantasy, heroism, horror, and science fiction into one graphic novel. It's a story that spans nearly a decade in the making, and Tango is pumped that it's finally happening. I'll have links to Rich's social media and the Indiegogo in the show notes, so please check them out and support this project in whatever ways you can. And now, here's Rich. So Rich has been interviewed by me on our show live at the Blue Box a number of times. He's been on our Comic-Cons. He was on Alley Chats this year. And here we go. Finally, he's got something that we can do here on Go Fund This. He's got a new Indiegogo going. Rich, let's start out by tell them about yourself, and then I want you to tell them about this awesome project you've got going on Indiegogo.
So a little bit about myself. I've been writing since, goodness, it's about 8 years old. I've been into creative writing, technical writing, research and writing. I like to write. So I've been doing that most of my life. And the real passion, obviously, really stems with, science fiction, fantasy, horror, all that kind of stuff. I'm a big fan of the genres. But more importantly, I mean, from an immersion perspective, I love taking ideas, building upon other ideas, and coming up with some unique and otherworldly stories. So it's some bit of passion for goodness, something that I've been doing since high school, carried over through college, and then threw myself into the work world. It got kind of diluted, but here I am back again. We've been helped form Tango Comics, and it's been 10 years plus now that we've been going strong. And again, the rigors of creativity are still there, surprisingly.
Yeah. Rich, you're not kidding. Your creative juices are definitely flowing. I'm a big fan of Tango Comics. I have enjoyed everything. In fact, I was really excited to see that there's an Infinium Book too. So this is quite a treat. This show in particular, for some reason, I'm attracting the writers, and I am getting fantastic writers. Rich, you stand tall among them. So
thank you.
Yeah, man.
It's an honor.
Yeah. So here we go. Let's hear about Infinium Book 2. And spoiler, I'm going to tell everybody to back this thing because it's a great property. I'm really, really excited that you've got a new project going with it. So, Rich, tell them about it.
Boy, where do I begin here, Rob? So first of all, this is a story that takes place right after the first book. So that omnibus that we released back in 2016, this picks up the paces right from there. We don't hesitate. We're not, losing any momentum with it. And it's really all about a man who is essentially in soul searching for a higher purpose, obtains it, gets more than what he asked for, has to become this deity of a hero reluctantly, and then after everything's said and done, fights his way to get back home. So right now, this story takes place at that point in time. We're right after the big mayhem and battles out in space. He's just dying to get back home to his family and his, a normal lifestyle. And I got news for you. It's just no way possible that that's going to happen for him. So it's kind of a cruel
spoiler,
venture.
Right?
Yeah, because again, it's just too much has changed since he's been gone, and essentially the world has left him behind. And again, he's more than just a man; he's a god. But again, he's a god amongst men, but he's a child amongst the gods. So he's learning things all over again.
Wow! With this project, why don't you talk about what the goal is? What are you trying to do with this? And your goal, your main goal is $2,000.
Yes.
And you've got, at this point, 59 days to go. So we've got some time to make this happen. I would love it if we could hit that goal and get right into those stretch goals. But why don't you tell them what you're going to do with the money?
Well, I mean, first and foremost, we're going to use those funds to help kind of provide funding and support the creative art team behind the curtain. We have a whole new artist and colorist who have been involved with it, and really it's kind of keep them going and motivated to continue to do work on this project first and foremost. And again, to help kind of supplement and cover some of the printing costs that come with this revised medium. So we're about roughly 90% there. So that's why we're essentially kicking off this crowdfunding campaign. We've never done Indiegogo before, so it's really kind of a whole new experience for us. And I won't lie, I'm a bit nervous about it. But at the same time, usually this kind of comes through in the way of our shows and the revenues that we pick up from the comic book stores and so on. But as you well know, the COVID situation has really thrown a monkey wrench into that whole scheme. So we're looking to leverage the crowdfunding route, which has, again, a very passionate audience there. And we're hoping to tap that vein and hopefully keep our fans in the traditional route there along with it, and give them the avenue to keep, supporting our cause and, getting up to speed with our current exploits and our favorite superhero here.
So there's a couple of things going on here when I look at your Indiegogo. First of all, it looks great. All the things that I talk about at the tips at the beginning of the show,
it looks like you're doing. So you've done it right. And it looks really, really cool. We've got some different perks, but one of the things that's standing out to me is you not only are doing the printed book, but you also have some action figures here.
Yes, as a matter of fact, and again, it's part of the enticement with just hopefully a little bit of a differentiator, right? So normally we've never done this before. So what we're trying to do is, again, introduce some of the characters that are in this book. So we're as a promotional piece to, again, for some of the backers, we have this exclusive set of figures that we're introducing in line with that. We're leveraging a local company called Simply Deranged 3D to help provide us these gorgeously detailed figures here. And we have them, 3D rendered, and we went through a lot of work to get those model sheets and to get those figures into this reality. So yeah, it's we're introducing that alongside the book as kind of a promotional piece, and we're really excited about it.
Yeah, they're very cool. So let's talk about the different tiers. You've got coming in at $10, you get a digital copy of the book. How many pages are we looking at?
It is, and it's roughly about 90 pages for this first volume.
Great. And then you've got printed versions of it. I'm assuming these are all soft cover, correct?
That is correct.
Cool. And then you also, as you go up, you get physical copies, you get digital and physical, you get stuff like that. Then we hit the $50 mark, and this is where you get that Infinium figure we were talking about, right?
That's correct. So at that point, yeah, that's the dividing line. So yeah, at that price entry, then we can start introducing the figurines, for those people who are interested in that. And then even for those people who are new to it, we're offering avenues to even get our omnibus incorporation to the new release. So we want to make sure we have the old with the new if people are looking to get up to speed and have the whole story in front of them.
Oh, I see that here. That's at the $100 level. You get the omnibus and you get book 2, correct?
Yeah, that's correct. So the early book gives it for folks for $80. So yeah, they get the 2 printed books. They get the omnibus and book 2, and I believe it doesn't show it there, but they also get the digitals as well.
Oh, very cool. And then once we hit the $150 mark, that's where you get book 2, and you get all 5 figures.
Yes, sir.
And then from there, you can get the omnibus and book 2 and more, and all 5 figures. I mean, these are really great rewards, especially if you know the series. Like, this is a series that I love these characters. Looking at this really makes me want to get in on it.
Yeah, we're hoping to get people on board, and like I said, I think they make a good gift too. So those things are super durable too. So the 3D printing process, I mean, you could run a mallet to that thing and they're not going to break.
And they're fully articulated as well?
They are. And the level of detail on those things are remarkable. I just can't say it enough. The 3D printing process, we put it in at a 600 DPI level for that, and we got just that out of it. So it's just beautiful. We're really pleased with the results.
Okay, so I'm assuming you're going to hit your main goal. You've got lots of time, and I'm telling you, this is a sweet project. What about stretch goals? You got anything in mind? You don't have anything listed, but that's not uncommon. What have you got in mind?
Well, one of the things that we kind of allude to is actually going to a much larger printed format. So this is going to be your standard comic book trade paperback format. But if we can get the support, we will get that thing in more on an omnibus size capacity. So the art is that much larger. That's, our hopes in which we can get to.
Now, what about the team that's behind this? Who's actually involved?
Oh, my goodness. So we have a couple new artists who both are out of Mexico, as a matter of fact. There's an individual who's the penciler. His name is Emilio Chiunti. And this guy is just incredible. He's got a little bit of a manga style. So he took over the helm from Ron Ong. And one of the great things about him is he wanted to put his own little digital fingerprint on it. And this guy has made it his own by any means. It's just, the work is just phenomenal. He's fallen in love with it. And I can't be any more pleased with the output that he's providing. So he's so into it right now, Rob, that he's well into the second volume and he's halfway through it. That's just how much he's enjoying this right now.
Wow. Yeah, I'm looking at the artwork on here, and it is it's exceptional. Tango
Yes.
puts out a great product.
And the colorist, I can't lose sight of him as well. That guy, his name is Paul Morales, also out of Mexico. This guy is just top notch. The two have collaborated in the past in projects. These guys are award winners in their hometowns for some of the work that they've collaborated on. So it was easy pickings to convince me to leverage them as part of this project.
I can see why. It's really great. So, Rich, what's the best way for people to find you? Now, I'll obviously put links to the Indiegogo in the show notes, but what's the best way for people to find you or to look at the project?
Well, again, aside from the Indiegogo site itself, obviously within social media, within Facebook, that's going to be, on our Tango Comics page. We're going to be, keeping people updated with the current work as well as the future state work that we have around the corner. And then in addition to that, they can, again, contact me directly there from the Tango Facebook page if there's any questions that they have or any type of follow-up that they want to inquire about as well.
Okay, so as long as I've got you on here, Rich, we've got this Indiegogo for Infinium 2. Is there anything, this is more for the fans of Tango, anything on the horizon that they might want to keep their ears perked to?
Well, yeah, absolutely. So in addition to this, we're obviously going to be this is a 3-volume set, so we're going to be going forward and getting this story completed. It is an epic tale in itself. But in parallel to that, there's a little side project that we're working on. I don't really necessarily call it comic book related, but it's obviously comic book influenced. But we're coming up with an idea, and it's more than an idea, I should say. It's going to happen. It is a prequel to Descent of the Dead, and it's going to be in a storybook format.
Oh, cool.
So it's going to be called Dead Time Tales by Tango Comics, and it's going to feature a Western-themed prequel to Descent of the Dead. We're really excited to tell the story. It's going to look and feel like an old storybook while you're being read to bed, only you're not going to want to share this with your kids. It's scary as hell.
And I'm assuming you're going to be doing some type of Kickstarter, Indiegogo, something for that when that time comes?
Yep, absolutely. So we're going to get that. It's going to be a hardcover book. It's going to be a long light format. And again, I've brainwashed the original artist, Francis Penevic, to come back and provide some really great illustration work, which will be panoramic in format.
Great. And I will have you back when you're ready to launch that, because I'm a big fan. Like I said, and Descent of the Dead is one of my favorites. So I'm really excited to hear that. I had no idea. So Rich, once again, thank you so much for being on. Everybody out there, back this project. Go to Indiegogo, look up Infinium Book 2, The Voyage Home, and back it. Another thing that I do want to say, and I know I say this repeatedly throughout this show, but I want to say it here with Rich sitting here. Another way you can support people is to share it. Because even if you go, hey, I can only throw $1 in or whatever, that all adds up. But you don't know. If you share it on Facebook, you don't know who's looking at it that goes, oh, man, like me. Oh, look, Infinium's doing a book too. I had no idea. I can throw $50 this way. You don't know who's out there. So make sure you share it and support the creators. I bet you like that idea, right, Rich?
Absolutely. And again, comic books aren't always for everyone. I get that. But again, if you like the concept, you believe in the idea, hey, share it with others. share the experience. And who knows, we may get some additional following as a result of that. And again, anything that can, you do, whether it's in thought or in spirit or in just in collaboration, is always greatly appreciated.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Rich, thank you so much and good luck.
Thank you, Rob. Appreciate your support.
I've put the link to the Kickstarter in the show notes, and we'll also have it on posts at our social media. Once again, sharing this project with your followers and friends is key, so please be an active participant and spread the word. While you're in the mood, please share this episode. That draws attention to this show, which we can always use. Oh, and please rate and review us.
It only takes a few seconds and makes a huge impact on how many people see when we post a new episode. If you have a crowdfunding project, reach out to me at southgatemediagroup@gmail.com, on Twitter @rsouthgate, or on Facebook at Go Fund This Podcast. Tell me a little about the project or what you create, and I'll consider featuring it on the show. I would love to help you make your project a reality. Thanks for listening, everyone. Until next time, go fund this.